Top 10 richest gangstar in the world. Number 10. Frank Lucas, net worth of $52 million. He was in the heroin trade in the 1960s and 70s and was known for using an East Asian connection during the Vietnam War. He successfully cut off the Italian mafia and gained control of Harlem. Lucas, who was from North Carolina, took over the heroin trade in New York and New Jersey. He once claimed to sell over $1 million worth of heroin in a single day. Number 9. Anthony Salerno, with a net worth of $600 million. Nicknamed Fat Tony, the Anthony Salerno, known for wearing a woolen hat and smoking cigars, was the right-hand man of the founder of the American Mafia, Charlie Luciano. In the 1980s, he accumulated a lot of wealth by opening usury and casinos. Number 8. Al Capone, with a net worth of $1.3 billion. Al Capone is known to be one of the most notorious gangsters of all time and one of the richest. He was known to control the illegal alcohol, prostitution, and gambling rackets in Chicago, which raked in $100 million a year. He was known to have a good rapport with the police and even the mayor of Chicago. Unfortunately, he failed to bribe the IRS, who caught him in tax evasion in 1932. Number 7. Griselda Blanco, with a net worth of $2 billion. Known as the Black Widow and the Cocaine Queen of Miami, Griselda Blanco was a drug lord who belonged to the Colombian Medellin cartel. Before Pablo Escobar's reign, she was the one who controlled the cocaine trade through violence that made her close to $80 million a month. After serving in jail for 10 years, Blanco returned to her native land in 2012 only to be gunned down by a contract killer. Number 6. Carlos Leder, with a net worth of $2.7 billion. Leder was one of the founders of the Colombian Medellin cartel. While in prison, Leder met Boston-born drug trafficker, George Young, who helped him distribute cocaine from Colombia into the States. The drug made him very rich, and he went on to buy an island in the Bahamas and offered to pay off Colombia's debt twice. He was later convicted, but his sentence was reduced after he agreed to testify against the Panamanian president in 1992. Number 5. Leona Roberts Helmsley, with a net worth of $5 billion. Leona Roberts Helmsley was one of the richest criminals in the world. The businesswoman from the United States is often dubbed the Queen of Mean, and was worth a whopping $5 billion. She was found guilty of 3 counts of tax evasion along with other crimes. She died on the 20th of August, 2007 at the age of 87. The judge in 1989 deemed her a product of naked greed, as she was convicted of evading taxes. Number 4. Dawood Ibrahim, with a net worth of $6.7 billion. The company led by Ibrahim is classified as both a drug cartel as well as a terrorist organization. Dawood was the mastermind behind the 1993 Mumbai bombing in India that killed more than 257 people and injured 713. He has been a wanted person ever since, and the Indian government has a reward of $25 million. His location is still unknown, and he has reportedly joined Al-Qaeda. Number 3. Simeon Mogilevich, with a net worth of $10 billion. He was blamed for murdering more than 400 individuals and was associated with crimes like drug dealing, prostitution, and weapons dealing. Presently, Mogilevich resides in Moscow and is considered as the manager of the bosses of the mafia in Russia. The outlaw is said to have ties with the current Russian president as well as with former US President Donald Trump. Number 2. Amado Carrillo Fuentes, with a net worth of $25 billion. The head of the Mexican Juarez cartel. He was known as the Lord of the Skies because of the fleet of planes he had. Carrillo used the fleet to import cocaine from Colombia to Mexico. People knew him for his ability to traffic drugs. He died while getting plastic surgery in 1997. He was one of the most powerful drug lords in the 1980s and 1990s, and his net worth was somewhere around $25 billion at the time of his passing. Number 1. Pablo Escobar, with a net worth of $30 billion. Perhaps the most famous on the list and the most notorious in the lot. Pablo Escobar ran the Medellin cartel, which raked in billions. Pablo's money bought him power, and he dreamt of becoming the president of the United States of America. In 1993, he was killed by Colombian forces with U.S. assistance after he escaped from a prison in Colombia. The world tuned in to watch his life story when Netflix released a docudrama called Narcos. At the time of his death, Escobar was worth an astounding $30 billion.